And now there are 4 ofs in these decks. What do we put in play? We put in Griselbrands and Emrakuls, scary creatures. You can either sneak them into play with Sneak Attack, you can show and tell them into play, and the rest of the deck is either Lotus Petal or things to protect or find your combo.
On the other side, we have Anthony McCord with, well, we have it listed as 4-color aggro. It's, I mean, that's fairly accurate. It's essentially hate bears. You know, it's all 2-drops besides Doran the Siege Tower. It's got Gaddock Teague, it's got Kasali Pride Mage, Meddling Mage, Tide Hollow Sculler, Scavenging Ooze, and then you've got Doran the Siege Tower. Then you've got Abrupt Decay, Green Sun Zenith, Thoughtseize, and Aether Vial.
Oh
so
man, is this really
this
happening?
This is
This is.
oh well.
All right, do we
I'll
need
shut
to?
up now and we'll watch the
We might
game
not need a report
end.
here. Let's see.
Well, turn 1 show and tell from Nicholas Laporte off
Oh,
of the Lotus
that's an
Petal
Emrakul.
City of Traders, and I didn't see what Anthony put
That's
down, but it's not
Kasali
anything bigger
Pride
than
Mage.
it's nothing bigger than a Doran. So it's a Kasali Pride Mage and Emrakul. So they're
Alright.
gonna fight now.
So game 2, when we look at the sideboard.
When we look at the sideboarding, the way this is gonna work.
All right, so that's about all. He shakes his head.
Yes.
He says,
Sometimes that just
Darn you,
happens.
legacy format. Darn you.
You know, sometimes Legacy, you get to go get something to eat during the entire round. You have
Right.
40 minutes of the
If he
round
would have
burn.
conceded there, this match would have been a 30-second match officially, or 30-second game there. Would that be the fastest game that we've seen?
I don't
in
know. I
Legacy?
mean, that was what, 51 seconds?
51. That's a long time. 30 seconds might have broken a record here. We're breaking records left and right. So
I don't know that his sideboard looks very appealing to me. So he's got Enlightened Tutor. Nah, not really.
what does
Rest
this
in Peace.
card do that you look at?
okay.
Aegis of Honor. It's
That's,
it's a cop circle
yeah,
of
it's kind of like a Circle of Protection,
protection,
but it's
instant or sorcery.
yeah, basically Circle of Protection, instant or sorcery.
It's only 1 mana too. It's a rare from, it looks like Odyssey.
Yeah, but
Okay.
instead of just preventing it, it redirects it to the controller. So, you know, Lightning Bolt, and I say, okay, well, no, you Lightning Bolt yourself.
Would that be tendrils too? We pay like 5 and send 5 targets back at him, 5 copies.
Yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, you know, that's an interesting plan.
Right.
But not really going to work against Emrakul.
He has absolutely nothing in the sideboard.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
this
besides
deck.
maybe Surgical Extraction,
Which is-
if you go like Thoughtseize, which is 4 copies main, into like Extraction, and then say, all right, I've taken apart
Right.
part of your game plan.
Looking at his main deck, what do you cut for that though? You can cut. Let's see. You can't cut Gaddock Teague because that stops sneak attack.
Right.
You can't cut Pride Mage obviously because that
Sneak
stops sneak
show or
attack.
sneak attack.
That Doran is his win condition. I guess you can cut 1 or 2 of those. You can't cut Meddling Mage. Can't cut Tide Hollow Sculler, and maybe you can shave off a Scavenging Ooze
Right.
or 2.
So if you want to bring in
Actually,
Extractions,
look at this card. Abrupt Decay doesn't do anything. No, it doesn't kill
it's a good
anything.
call. So you can cut the Abrupt Decays for Surgical Extractions.
Yes, I like that switch. -4 Abrupt Decay, +3 Surgical Extraction, and then maybe +1 Enlightened Tutor for a Vial?
I mean, yeah, that's not even.
That's not very
Maybe
good.
you just keep 1 Abrupt Decay just in case.
And he
Like, I don't
plays a
even know. Is
Lotus
there
Petal is the
literally-
only target.
Yeah, so like make him use the pedal then, but I don't even know. You don't usually play the pedal
Right.
until you're about to use the pedal. You just leave it
yeah,
out there.
I think he's going to be stuck with 1 dead card.
It does destroy. Well,
Look at his sideboard. Maybe it has something in Nicholas's sideboard. He brings in. Nicholas brings in.
Nicholas doesn't know what to bring in because he didn't see a card
Right.
from Anthony.
He saw his Kasali Pride
Oh, he did
Mage.
see Pride Mage. I'm sorry.
So he needs
I
to
forgot.
think. He needs to think. Maverick.
Yeah,
And if you're playing as Maverick, you're afraid of an aggro start, so he's going to bring in cards like maybe Wipe Away or Echoing Truth, maybe a combination of bounce spells. And he's going to realize that after playing another game here, that Anthony really is cold to stopping his combo. But
Yeah.
the Echoing Truth and Wipe Away is very good against the Hate Bears that can stop him. Good against Tide Hollow Sculler, obviously, and good against Meddling Mage. So he's going to bring those in.
if he had, I think he has pedal City of Traders again. I don't know if he has Show and Tell, but I think he's got pedal City of Traders. I could be wrong. It was the tiny little
If
shot. in the
so,
corner.
this might be the fastest match of all time. So let's see.
All right, so we've got a Windswept Heath
Non-vintage.
on 1 for Anthony McCoy.
That is-
So is there a Show and Tell in there?
I didn't see it. He
I didn't
slipped
see it
by
either.
too quick.
So Windswept Heath.
I see an Echoing Truth. So he did bring in the sideboard to stop a sideboard. And
Okay.
that seems to be what the strategy is for these combo decks. And usually blind, if you don't see much of the deck, you still bring that in.
Yeah, it's a
At
reasonable.
worst, it buys you turns against aggressive
Right.
creatures, and at best, it allows you to combo up.
It's not entirely dead. So we've got
Turn 1, green white.
turn
I'm gonna
one
do a
into
all
a
right, yes.
green Sun Zenith for Dryad Arbor.
Yeah,
so
that's
it
what
looks
I'm
like
saying.
Maverick. I mean, that's what it's really looking like from Nicholas's side.
Right. It's pretty much Maverick, except
It really
for
is
instead
very
of
similar.
playing a lot of value creatures, he's playing hate bears. Which, why is he not playing Thalia, the Hades of the hate bears?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'd probably want Thalia too.
Yeah,
but
Thalia makes this matchup a lot better. Think about that. Turn 2 Thalia against the Sneak and Show deck is tough to beat. Obviously, City of Traders helps against that, but it's still pretty tough.
maybe he just doesn't like Thalia as much as we don't like Thalia, so he refuses to play it.
Yeah, maybe he's anti-Thalia. No, he has my most hated creature, Gaddock Teague, in his deck, so he's already a traitor to the cause. But
Maybe he's upset that Thalia's trying to impede on Gaddock Teague's crown as you
Right,
know,
right.
the hatiest of the hate.
of the getting bounced by Caracas creatures. All right, so yeah, he's going to play a Divani Top here. I assume I saw a Divani Top in Nicholas's hand.
So we've got a Scalding Tarn into a basic island from
Divani
Nicholas.
Top's not really card played in this deck, and if you see his list, he only has one because it's just a lot of times it's just worse than a Brainstorm and a Ponder and a Preordain. But it looks like he split his 2 Preordains into 1 top and 1 Preordain. Give himself some.
Yeah, I don't see Lotus Petal. I don't think. So I
That must have been
seen
the
that.
Divani Top.
Yeah, or it was so far away. It could have been the Echoing Truth even. Like, 'cause I just saw like a sliver.
Oh,
of it.
he's saying go. So I hope he doesn't brainstorm in a turn because we've learned in Legacy, it's almost always better to draw your card then brainstorm to be able to put 2 back and then play a fetch land and then do it that way. Otherwise, you're only really shuffling away 1 card when you do it end of turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely wait. He's
Funny
also
how
light on
Brainstorm
land.
works,
I
yeah.
kind of would have played Divine Top here because if you play Divine Top here, you get to untap, upkeep Divine Top to hit your land. And you still get to look at 3 cards, and then you can brainstorm after that. So let's see.
Assuming you have a land.
Right, if he doesn't have a land top 3, he's in trouble either way.
So Gaddock Teague comes down for Anthony.
It doesn't really hurt this deck. It stops Force of Will and it stops Sneak Attack and Misdirection. So it's not like it's a
Huge trump.
huge killer there. And Through the Breach. He has 1 copy of Through the Breach.
And there we have an Aether Vial, which he is setting up. Okay, we're gonna have a,
So
this
he
is a
is doing it in
brainstorm
the turn.
response.
And a lot of players do this because they're nervous about land drops, but they don't realize it doesn't really dig you any deeper.
Right, so you can see he goes 3 cards deep.
There's a land, there's a force, and there's a Lotus Petal, so he's going to have to draw one of these cards that he might not want again because he did not do it on his turn.
I like the resolution of Gaddock Teague before the Vial. It makes it so that Nicholas can't force the Vial, which I believe is still on the stack.
Oh, he had actually a second land. He had a City of Traders. So he definitely should have played Divine Top turn 1. He had the City in his
He's
hand.
looking to see what put back. One is a Gristlebrand. I'm not sure what the other card was. So
A land that he's going to draw again, I think.
right, so yeah, he sets it up. So he goes 3 cards deep, and now put those 2 cards back, and then he's going to draw one of those cards. It just didn't. Whereas now he still knows what that top card is. He's only, he knows what the 1 card on top of his library is.
Right.
If he were to have brainstormed now, he'd be a card deeper.
Absolutely. I don't know what he's going to Lotus Tell here for. He has an intuition. I don't think he has the Show and Tell. So he's going to intuition here, I think, to shuffle his library. I'm not sure why he wasted the. I don't know.
Well, there's Divining Top, Lotus Petal.
Trying to figure out why he used the Lotus. Oh, he didn't use the Lotus. He just put
No,
it
he
into play.
just put it into play.
Oh,
which is strange. Like,
He scared me.
yeah, like, what is he doing?
I was like, what is he doing with it?
So now he uses top, and he's got Ponder, Volcanic Island, and Gristlebrand on top.
Now, I think I would have used the intuition here instead because it shuffles your library and gets rid of the Grizzlebrand and allows you to use intuition for 3 Show and Tells, untap Show and Tell, kill it. Right?
Yes, that sounds right.
Because he had the City of Traders, the island,
Right, so he can cast Intuition,
cast intuition,
untap Show and Tell, kill
Show
him.
and Tell, kill you. So he elects not to.
So he did have Intuition in hand?
He has intuition in hand. I saw that.
I didn't see it, but
I saw that it was to the second card in his hand. When he lifts his hand back up, we can take a look. It's Force. Here's intuition right
Oh
there.
yeah,
See
you're
it?
right. That's Intuition. Okay,
Echo
so
and Truth, Emrakul, Island.
Gaddock Teague and Dryad Arbor coming across for 3.
Attention legacy players. There is somebody in the room who thinks they still have their deck with them.
And the thing about it is, Nicholas doesn't have to worry about blue spells or counter magic or hand disruption because it was an instant speed end of turn kill you. You know. So now, I hope he's still topping here. I think. Oh no, he's gonna.
So he adds 2.
He's gonna do it on
plays
his
the
turn now.
island.
He's gonna do it on his. No, he doesn't have enough mana for that. He has 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not.
He's got 2 floating. Now he's casting Ponder. He's still got 2 colorless floating off of the City of Traders.
All right, he hits the show and tell.
So he's gonna
So he has enough
put it
now.
back. So now
So
he's got 2 floating.
He's gonna win here.
What does he have to put into play?
Emrakul.
Okay,
Yeah, I hope he does. He had one earlier. He might have. I think he got rid of Grizzlebrand.
he did.
So
Draws Show and Tell off the
Nicholas-
Ponder. He does have Emrakul.
Nicholas does it this way, and now, luckily, hits that show and tell. But what are the chances of that? That was
Yeah, that was a lucky hit. He's still got 2 colorless floating.
right. So he's gonna tap this island here, show and tell. Hopefully, and
Yeah,
win the game.
hopefully Show and Tell Emrakul right here. So play the island. You have 2 floating. Play Show and Tell. All right. So what does Anthony have? It looks
Anthony
like it's
silently puts
resolving.
his card down here, and it looks like it's going to be a
Caracas.
There we
Very
go.
nice.
So Caracas handles Emrakul
Temporarily.
temporarily.
Well,
I mean,
repeatedly,
pretty good,
really.
Yeah. And this is the where obviously Grizzlebrand be a little better because you can draw cards and hit your next out.
Yeah,
and
you see Caracas. Adds a white, but that's not the relevant part. It returns target legend to owner's hand. So bounces Emrakul right back to Nicholas's hand. So that Show and Tell did nothing for Nicholas. It just gave Anthony
so
an opportunity to put Caracas into play.
we just looked at Anthony's deck, and do you know why he drew that Caracas? He has 3 in his main deck. 3 Caracas.
Yeah, we were looking at his sideboard and not even looking at the.
I assume
Caracas
you
in the
have
main
one
deck.
when you're playing white. I don't even have to look twice, but 3 Caracas. So this is his answer to the show and tell deck, having 3 copies of a legendary land, which is worked out pretty well here, didn't it?
Absolutely.
So he can't force. He had a chance to force the Galactic way earlier on, but now that the Galactic's in play, he's holding Force of Will, which is a very dead card. He knows his top 2 cards he left in there. Here's Grizzlebrand, and it doesn't really help here. He's going to need to get to a sneak attack, but he can't cast it because he has Galactic here. He's going to have to Echo and Truth Galactic, get sneak attack in play, and then he'll be able to come across for a boatload of damage. That Caracas there still makes it pretty
Makes it
difficult
tough.
to win.
Yeah, if Anthony knows the deal here, Anthony just holds the Caracas back and keeps beating in with his guys. So he's got double Dryad Arbor now alongside the Galactic and a Scavenging Ooze. And he draws another Galactic that's a dead card for Anthony, but I mean he's got a live board. So here comes Ooze, Arbor, Teague. So there's 6.
How does sneak attack read? Does it? Can you put it into play at the end of their turn and then it survives to the next turn?
I don't believe so.
Is it at end of turn sacrifice it, or
We're going to
until
find
end
out
of
the
turn?
exact wording. At the beginning of the next end step.
Oh, so you can put it in at end of turn. So here's a silly strategy for you. You play sneak attack after you're at a Galactic. You end of their turn sneak in Emrakul Grizzlebrand. He can elect not to use Caracas. You untap. You go to combat. He has to bounce the Emrakul beforehand. If he doesn't, you get to replay it, then attack, and then you get to do the Annihilator 6. So he has to actually let Emrakul attack you before bouncing it. Does that make sense, or did I just, I've been,
I actually get your logic.
It makes sense in my head. Hopefully it comes
think-
out right.
The thing is, you go into combat, right?
Then before attackers, he has to use it then, and if
Right.
he doesn't, then
right, but
Annihilator
he-
6 kicks
right,
in.
but he willed use it then, right?
Then
So
it
he's
comes
not-
back, and then you
comes
can replay it again before attackers are declared, because it gains haste.
That's interesting, yeah.
So no matter what he does, sneak attack is a way to get out of this pickle here. But again, I think Nicholas he has to do a lot of things at once. He's got to get rid of Galactic in order to do it, and he's got to get sneak attack into play.
Teague doesn't stop show and tell, by the way. Someone mentioning that on Twitter. Gaddock Teague stops 4 and up.
He's
So,
not that good.
Yeah, show and tell costs 3.
And so here we go. Here's Echo and Truth. This is during combat, not to die, though. So I think
You see
Nicholas,
Gaddock Teague right there. Non-creature spells with converted mana cost 4 or greater can't be played, or with X in their mana cost. Show and tell costs a blue and 2. That's Echoing Truth. That is an answer for Gaddock Teague, which you can also see, just costs 1 and a blue. It's not an X spell, so that's a way to get Gaddock Teague off the board. Slip a sneak attack into play under the Gaddock Teague before it comes back down. The scary thing is there's a vial on too. So you bounce the Teague, you play. I guess you bounce the Teague. You can
He wasted. He wasted to bounce the Scavenging Ooze during combat.
Yeah, just to live.
I think he would have lived to be bouncing Gag-Teeg though too, but I mean he would have just replayed it. But then he could have forced it on the return.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about even the interaction. It's not relevant now unless he draws another Echoing Truth, which he has 2.
Right. I think at this point he's in trouble. I think he's conceding. Nicholas really missed an opportunity with the end of turn intuition. It turned out Anthony had the Caracas anyway, but it would have been a whole turn earlier with a lot of mana freed up. He wouldn't have to sacrifice a City of Traders, and that City of Traders could have been used to do the sneak attack series of plays that I said earlier, we discussed earlier.
Yeah, I was thinking there was some way to get the Teague back down under the Sneak and Show, but it doesn't, even with Vial, but it doesn't seem to work. So, because you bounce the Teague, and then you play Sneak and Show, and he can go in response Teague, but you've already played the spell. Like at that point, you've announced the spell, you cast it. It's on the stack.
Right. He would have to. It would be hard to do with the Vial on 2. He'd have to get him to use the Vial earlier because if you bounce Scatterteague, he has to have Vial replay it immediately during whatever phase you bounce it in. That's the problem. So it looked like the plan that this ruse I developed is not going to work if he has Vial on 2. The bounce spell won't be able to stop it from happening. It'll take a series of plays, like a wipe away on the Aether Vial, or a Truth on the Aether Vial, and a Truth
Well, I'm thinking, okay, so you cast Echoing Truth, targeting Gaddock. So say it's Nicholas's main phase.
Right.
He casts Echoing Truth on Gaddock Teague.
Correct.
All right, so passes
his
priority, right?
Goes to his hand.
It resolves. Gaddock Teague goes to Anthony's hand. Now priority should shift back to Nicholas, right?
Right.
Anthony, right?
Oh, yeah,
then
yeah.
Nicholas says, "I'm casting sneak
Right.
attack."
Yeah.
Now pass priority, and Anthony can vial the Teague in,
Right,
but
right,
that
right.
doesn't do anything to keep
I
the
see what you're
sneak
saying.
attack off
Oh,
the
okay.
stack.
I thought you meant end of turn. Yeah, you're right.
No. I'm
Definitely.
thinking there's a way. I thought that maybe the vial was relevant to keeping. To getting Gaddock Teague back on the table in time to stop.
I mean,
a
it
sneak
is relevant
attack.
because of the way you said it's the only way you can do it, and that requires 6 mana minimum. Actually, 7 mana. If
Right,
count
you
the-
need to- right.
8 mana. Oh, we're talking lots of mana because he has a Caracas, so he needs enough red to be able to keep
Yeah.
playing the Emrakul through the Caracas.
He needs 4 for the sneak attack.
2 more. He
2
needs-
more to use the sneak attack twice to get through the Caracas, and then 2 more for the Echo Entry.
Yeah, that's tons
It's
of
a
mana.
lot of mana. Yeah. But even if he just got the sneak attack down, like
That would be
Because,
decent, yeah. But
like-
I think he had Pride Mage.
that would leave it open to Pride Mage, sure.
But yeah, it seems like these Hate Bears combined with Caracas is real tough to beat for this deck. So a lot of times the decks used to run Caracas in their own deck to anti-Caracas the Caracas.
Yeah,
Legend rule.
exactly. But even if he had one,
Yeah.
he's like, okay, he got my first one.
Yeah, I got 3 more to go. I remember the Blue Black Reanimator decks had multiple Caracas in the sideboard to stop that from happening.
Yeah, it's a very interesting list. Like, he doesn't really have anything in the sideboard. He's really reliant on Caracas to deal with this deck. So if he doesn't draw the Caracas, I don't know. He's in kind of bad shape, barring. He does have these other guys, Thoughtseize. He's got Tide Hollow Speller, so he can do other things.
Right. Okay, so Nicholas here has Ancient Tomb.
Temporary measures, though.
Right, temporary. Temporary, by definition, which is in Legacy, temporary is real bad.
So Ancient Tomb comes down, adds
Ooh,
2. He
that's a-
finds, or he plays Sensei's Divining Top and spins it.
He's looking for a creature. Does he have one?
And
I think he had a. Did he have an Emrakul? Well, he
I
found
didn't get a good look.
both of the pieces that he wants.
Yeah,
he's
got-
he's weary about show and tell because of the Caracas. So he's like, Sneak Attack's much more of a stable way to finish him off.
Yeah, so you see Sneak and Show and a Polluted Delta. Puts a Polluted Delta on the bottom there. Think Sneak Attack was on top?
Sneak Attack's on top. Yes. He has 2 Meddling Mages in the
Yeah,
end,
now that's something that's gonna likely put the
But
brakes on things. If
being a turn behind here is
Yeah, it could be
pretty
relevant.
rough here because next turn if he doesn't have a pedal. So, did he order that right? Does he not have a blue mana? Because he has a show and tell ability this turn. He does not have the
Show and
ability.
Tell is on top.
Oh, he can't even
He
cast.
He can't cast Show and Tell without a blue source.
Hopefully, he had to put the blue Delta next, didn't he?
No,
hope
the
he did.
next card is I'm positive he put Polluted Delta on the
He
bottom.
could have just comboed this turn.
So it was City of Traders go there,
Oh no, he could have comboed this turn.
and
If he drew the Caracas, it wouldn't have mattered. Look at that.
wow.
Right off the top. Oh, never mind. He has multiple Caracas. He has
Oh,
crack.
jeez.
He has Crackeye in hand.
Yes. Unleash the Caracas.
All right, so Anthony, to lose this game, this is rough. How can you lose when you play 3 Caracas? I mean, I might start playing 3 Caracas.
Why not?
That's a lot of Caracas.
Although the second Caracas is a wasteland for your first Caracas.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you can't ever play it. I know my boneheaded self would play it accidentally once. And all right, so he's going to play Meddling Mage, and you clearly, I think you name Echoing Truth here because he has the Caracas.
Okay, so he goes
I'll
with
do
Meddling
Echoing
Mage. Naming. Drum roll.
Drum roll. I'm going to guess Echoing Truth. Anthony seems like, especially with the 3 Caracas, that he knows this deck. Did he remove it? Oh, he's forcing.
Oh,
it.
he's forcing the.
Oh.
I didn't even see the force.
Right,
But
yeah,
yeah,
he had
force
the-
of will on the Meddling Mage.
Yeah, so never mind. He's not going to name anything. So, Nicholas sees the bad news. He sees the Caracas in play. He knows that
He's gonna spin
He's-
his top here.
he's going to have to
He's gonna
play
hit,
Sneak Attack.
Ponder, Polluted Delta, and Sneak Attack.
If he didn't top during his upkeep, he could have played Sneak Attack.
I don't think that was during his upkeep. That was this is end of
End
turn.
of turn.
because
Okay,
he didn't do
good,
anything
good.
last
Okay,
time.
you're
Yeah.
right. You're right. Thank goodness. So so he's going to put Polluted Delta on top to get to his dual land. I think. Yep. And then draw a card to get to the Sneak Attack, and then play the Sneak Attack. I think we're on the
Alright.
same page now. I hope.
I think so. So he draws Polluted Delta there after untapping.
You definitely go ahead and draw a card.
He's paying floating
he
to
floated the mana, of
yeah,
course,
for
yeah,
the City
yeah.
of Traders. Floating 2, using one of it.
Yep.
I draw a card.
All this going according to plan. He
One
kno-
floating. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. He didn't use it. He didn't spin the top. So he does have 2 floating. Sorry.
Yeah, 2 for yep.
Players in standard order box number 9, your event's ready to fire. Please name your judge with the nickel wall of banner to the side of the stage. Players in standard order
So
box
Nicholas is
number
going to go
nine.
get the red-blue duel, he's going to get Volcanic Island, and he's going to cast Sneak Attack, leaving Anthony. The only option he has is to make sure his Caracas is always ready and hope Nicholas doesn't have a second red to reapply the damage, reapply the attacker. This is where 2 Caracas don't do too much for you.
Now we see Emrakul, Gristlebrand, Sneak Attack, and Show and Tell,
So
right?
he's got everything he needs. All he needs now is more red mana to finish this up. He's going to cast Sneak Attack here. Why? Oh wait, he can Show and Tell in
The
Sneak Attack, but I don't see why you do that. You just give him a free.
You just waste a Show
Yeah,
and Tell.
yeah, you just waste a Show and Tell here. Yeah, let's put Sneak Attack
So
in
he's
play.
got 2 floating.
Yep. No, he doesn't.
Now he's got 5 floating. Sorry, 2 floating plus the red, and now 5 floating, including the red.
Yeah, so he's got 5 floating. He'll have 1 colorless floating, which is unusable here.
Now there's
See.
Sneak Attack.
So now Anthony needs to have a Quasali Pride Mage. If he doesn't, then life is going to get real rough for him. But I think he has time. He has time to draw it because he has the Caracas, so he's able to stave off 1 Sneak Attack attacker. Thing is, Nicholas is going to Sneak Attack in Grizzlebrand, be able to draw 7 cards, and then definitely hit more red sources. And Nicholas is at 14, so he's got a lot of leeway to do it.
Anthony has the Pride Mage.
Oh, there we go. The
Yeah,
point is
Pride
moot
Mage
here.
off of Vile, and Nicholas is like, well, how do you have all the answers all the time?
Man, that is just...
I mean, I guess Nicholas used up all his luck
Right.
on turn 1, game 1.
Nicholas is going to have to Show and Tell in Grizzlebrand and draw 7, I think. Luckily, oh, nope, now he's not going to be
Oh,
able to.
jeez.
That
Todd
is-
Hollow Sculler, these bears are hating.
Yeah, this is
This is why they're hate bears. They're just
haterade
gonna
going
mess
on.
with everything
It's
you're
not
doing. So
good.
Tide Hollow Skull is going to come over, and it's going to steal that, likely the Show and Tell. Because go ahead, strand the legends in his hand. He's never casting them.
Right. Show and Tell's good, or Grizzlebrand. I wouldn't fault him for either. It prevents him from Grizzlebrand's because the Show and Tell Emrakul will never do anything because of the Caracas, but the Grizzlebrand allows him to draw 7. So he's going to. I don't know which one I'll take. I'm torn.
You just take Show and Tell.
Problem is, if you take Show and Tell and he draws Sneak Attack, you're in the same boat. You take Grizzlebrand, he's
Well, if you take Show and Tell and he draws Show and Tell, because if he draws Sneak Attack, he doesn't have
Right,
another
yeah.
land to play it.
right. I mean, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what he takes here. I think he's going to go with your suggestion. I think he's going to definitely take Show and Tell. I think that's pretty good too. Nope, he took
No, he
Grizzlebrand.
took your suggestion. So
I
Grizzlebrand.
don't think either is a bad pick. I think you're stopping him from drawing a different out each way. And he can actually play Meddling Mage and name Show and Tell next turn. And worst case scenario, he drew the land here. Or he doesn't need to draw the land. Worst case scenario, he Show and Tells here. And he just Karakas is back to his hand.
Right.
So Nicholas is not even going to waste it here. Now Anthony can play Meddling Mage, but he's going to name Sneak Attack. Because that's the only threatening card.
Attacks with his Tide Hollow Scholar. Just violin the Meddling Mage here.
Right.
And that's what it looks like he's going to do.
The old, if you violate the Meddling Mage, this is from 8 years ago, but
Right.
isn't that a counterspell?
Taylor.
Can't that work as a counterspell? Even when it spells cast? No?
No, because it's on the stack. The whole thing is the named card can't be played.
But
once-
me and my kitchen table group, it would work as a
in
counter.
that case, it may have worked there. That's possible.
I thought it was a counterspell, no?
It does not work as a counterspell.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Named Show and Tell. Finds Gaddock Teague.
I remember Affinity decks used to play a couple Meddling Mages, and the only way they could really cast it was off Aether Vial. It was kind of toward the end there during extended time. Meddling Mage is a powerful card. It was reprinted, a lot of excitement, fell to $2, and no one played it.
Nicholas is in rough shape. He's got Legends that he can't play. He's got Show and Tells he can't play. He's got Sneak Attack that he can't play. All he can do is just sit there and counter spells and watch Anthony beat him down. That's pretty much his
All right,
situation.
so Shoebox put it on the screen so I can read it and figure out what the card does.
That's the wrong Meddling Mage. The right one has Chris Pikula as the
It
artwork.
says, as it comes into play,
That's true. It is the one he's
counter target named.
playing. No, you're
card.
changing the wording.
Oh.
Are you having trouble? So you
Yeah,
need to
sorry.
lean forward.
You know, like I said, these old, young whippersnappers nowadays are getting old. It's hard to play, hard to see.
Trying to use Meddling Mage as a counter spell.
All right. So, like you were saying, Nicholas, man, he is
It's like Alchemist Refuge Meddling Mage.
yeah, and play with.
Did you do that?
Yeah,
Modern.
I used to give it Chomano's Blessing to protect it too.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Tide Hollow Scholar, Gaddock Teague, and Meddling Mage coming over for 6. Nicholas I don't even know what he could possibly do. He's got to draw.
Oh, he drew the Grizzlebrand, so
Well,
he
that's
can not draw
not relevant
7
at all.
cards
Right.
at all.
He can't cast Show and Tell.
He'd go to -2. Somehow he would have to delete the Meddling Mage.
I'm looking to see what he could do. He could, well, he could preordain. That was fine. He could do that. He could ponder. He could brainstorm. He could force of will. He could Lotus Petal. He could Divining Top. He could misdirection. He could do all kinds of cool manipulation of his library. He could intuition.
Could he through the
he
breach?
He could potentially find.
Through
yeah,
the
I
breach.
don't know if he had through the breach.
If one
That
of the
was-
main, did he board it out? We never know.
Yeah, you're right. So he maybe goes with through the breach there. That was something he could have found. Didn't find it. Echoing Truth. He used 1 copy, so he probably had the second. That could have bounced
Right.
something. I guess he could. Again, we're back to the Echoing Truth on Gaddock Teague to sneak attack, which is just it's to the point where you're requiring so much mana, it was just not going to happen. So.
Basically,
Wow.
you can see how hard it is to play against hate when you're